Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day everyone. I'm HADI AKBAR bin DAHLAN from Lebanese, Malaysia, and together with my co-authors, HADI Effendi DAHLAN and Nokari DAHLAN, we are honored to share our paper on modeling the spread of the AI-generated misinformation, Shariah, ethical and forensic perspective for Malaysia. So let us start our presentation with these two images. You can see these two images in the social media. It seems to show two famous public figure in Malaysia. Actually, these two images, I believe you will know, is actually fake and done using artificial intelligence AI manipulation. So how can they do this? Actually, this is what we call AI doctor image. AI actually can try to make some image looks like you, but not really. So this is what we call uncanny valley. This is no longer science fiction. It's already happened around us, and they've been deceiving us almost every time. Right now, actually, with tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Canva, creating a believable article and image has become very easy. You can do it within seconds or and minutes and publish it online for people to read. So the barrier to enter become a writer has now become extremely low. So from all of these articles that been published, how much of them are AI content or AI generated in the internet? So study estimate that at least 30% of the text on active websites is AI generated, which is around 200 million active websites. So the key question is, can we trust this AI generated content? So from an Islamic lens, we need to recall back the principle of tabayun, the duty to verify information. This is because AI is not human, they are machines. Currently, the current and common AI is based on a type of model called large language model, LLM, which basically tries to mimic human interaction. They do so by predicting and generating text based on patterns it has learned from large data sets. Yes, the computing machine actually has managed to think very fast and predict due to the advance of technology. In recent study, AI models like ChatGPT and DeepSeek have to be shown to intentionally deceive in test scenarios with deception success rate between 60% to 80%, which is quite high. That means that the system can choose to lie, not because they are evil, but because their data and algorithm allows them to do. This leads us to wonder, if AI-generated misinformation is being created daily, how fast will it spread? And what are the long-term effects on our society, our ethics, and our faith? Our study has two main objectives. First is to model the spread of AI-generated misinformation in Malaysia using system dynamic modeling. And second, to interpret the result to Shariah, ethical and forensic lenses. So you might have been heard about system dynamics. What is it? It is a modeling method that helps us understand complex system, how different elements interact and evolve over time. It's like understanding how one gear in a machine affects all others. So by modeling this interaction in business, ecosystem, and economies, we can simulate behavior and predict future changes to better manage complex situations. For example, we can make a systematic model using this cat population. We can use this model to show how birth and death rates affect the growth over time. So with this, this is the simulation part. We can it can actually show the graph, and actually we can change the numbers of the cat birth rate, and this will affect the whole output of the graph. We can change, in this case there's only two variables, cat birth rate and cat death rate. So by changing these two, we can see the effect of the model in real time. So this is the figure show the study system model for this study, and this model shows the cumulative number of successful deceived internet users in Malaysia. It contains three variables: population of Malaysia, rate of successful deception by AI content, and monthly unique website visits per month. Using this, we simulate how misinformation propagates in a connected society. So this is the model where each of these variable actually is based on previous study. So using the literature that we used just now, this is figure shows how we obtain the value for this variable and include that in the model. So from the model, we extracted the simulate data for two parameters when the AI generated content is 30% and 50%. We then plot these two parameters and see how long does it take to achieve the number of users reaching the numbers for the whole population of Malaysia. A bit long, but this is the graph. So you can see this is the number. The green one is the 30%. The orange one is 50%. So if you're looking at the green one, if the deception rate stays constant, 30% of generated content could mislead the Malaysia entire population in about 4 years, as you can see here. But if the 30% change to 50%, then it will be just 2.5 years. So why this matter? If everyone in Malaysia had felt deceived, including the children, the young and old, then I would say that the society will be in apathy state, which means that the lack of interest, enthusiasm or concern. So what will happen in an apathy society? Study has shown that a community repeated exposure to violence can lead them to think that violence is normal, manageable and normalized. We call it lack of interest. Similarly, a study has shown that a population that has been repeatedly exposed to corruption in politics, this can lead to reduced civic participation, a lack of motivation or trust to do something, or motivation to participate in something. What happens to individuals? So for individuals, study has shown that when repeated exposed to crime, a person in community can justify doing things, including crime, that go against their morals. There's a term for this that is called moral disengagement. In this context, universal experiencing misinformation by AI will lead to the public of even condemning using AI tools to do misinformation themselves. So, which in other words, if everyone do it, why I cannot do it? So people can also do it in half truth or sweet lies. So they justify doing this dosa by doing it half true or sweet lies. So just to check up the summary for now, actually we have to result from the model where pay exposed to AI misinformation and universal experience by the population, which will lead to apathy, and this can lead to lack of trust, motivation, reduced morality, and moral disengagement. Stay with me. So, how does this affect our ummah? A study has shown that digitalization had led to proliferation of actors that contribute to misinformation, either knowingly or unknowingly. Maybe some people want to become digital da'i, so they give sermon, but the idea or the point from the sermon actually is from a wrong information. This actually can reduce the credibility of actual Islamic authority, including in issuing fatwas, responding to fiqh question, and even by authority that we're giving halal certificates. So even that, people can also becoming wary about that. This also paper. This is actually now just due to digitization. If including utilization of AI, a different matter can happen. So this is some of the points. Proliferation of deepfakes of Islamic figures. which can lead to reduced credibility. Now it already happened using AI. Spread of misinformation and false religious guidance due to incorrect interpretation of Quran or Hadith without proper scholar validation due to trusting AI generated content might happen. And third point is AI generated content can blur moral boundaries, subtly invoke promoting sins, not sin, but things that are against Muslim Islamic ethics. Now also happen, maybe in our videos or something. This is some not potential already happen harming the ummah. So these are some based on our internet discussion, extreme potential case of AI misinformation. Na'udzubillah. So one of this is actually birth of pseudo-Muslim, a movement or a group of Muslim that is totally dependent on AI. There's no teacher, they blindly follow AI without realizing that the AI had been giving them false information. Sometimes another point is actually manipulated narrative. AI is a tool and can be controlled by actors with hidden agenda. They can use this AI to create divisive ummah even within the same community. And the third one, na'udzubillah, is collapse of ummah hidden by progressive movement. So due to apathy, vox populi, which means that the people at that time can change the direction of ummah more so than Islamic authority themselves. At this stage, even long distance jama'ah by the use of AI imam might be possible. Na'udzubillah. So this is what I meant by extreme case. So back to the data. We always remind ourselves to be ready, educate our ummah to be ready, etc. But from the model, that system dynamic model just now, it takes around 4 years to make Malaysian population desensitized with AI generated content with misinformation. If 50%, 2.5 years. So can we do it? Can we prepare our ummah for it? So in that case, we believe a strategic and holistic approach, not only by the authority, but on the individual level is also needed. So as a conclusion for this study, there actually much more we want to discuss, and I hope we can repeat it on our paper. And also the paper will also include our suggested policies involving both authorities and individuals. So with that, thank you very much for hearing our presentation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.